Hi, welcome back to On the Volley. Okay, this is about the fifth take, yeah? I just seem to keep on getting it wrong, but anyway, let's see if I get it right this time around. I'm here outside the Shamrock Irish pub in the centre of Rome, just round the corner from the Colosseum. My usual spot, as you all know, and I'm here to talk about that man, Ange Postecoglou. I'm not really here to talk about, Tottenham's game against Chelsea. Everyone has seen it, they know what happened. They ended up losing 4-1, so their unbeaten run has come to an end. And to be totally honest, Ange's home game unbeaten run, which I believe was 52 games that he was unbeaten at home, has come to an end as well. And what a way to come to an end. I mean, the game was just a spectacle. It was just something else, 2 red cards, both Tottenham. Both were reds, I hate to say it. Okay, I'm sorry if any of the Tottenham fans disagree, but they were red cards, and it was right to send them off. What was going through Romero's mind, what was going through Destiny's mind, I don't know. I think Ange will be asking himself the same question. 5 goals disallowed, VAR interventions, 5 actual goals scored, a penalty. I mean, that game had it all. But it still surprised us. Because even when Ange was down to 9 men, he had them playing a high line. Now, most teams, practically every team in the world, they go down to 9 men. They're going to stick everyone behind the ball, okay, and try to keep the score down. Every other team would have played with a low block. Not Ange Postecoglou. Ange went for the juggler, and I tell you what a performance by those boys. I'll go as far as to say, I don't even know if I should say this, because I am going to get a lot of stick from some of my fellow Gooners. I already get stick for doing videos on Ange Postecoglou where they're saying, I'm a closet Spurs supporter and all that. Bollocks, that's rubbish, they know it, but I can take the banter. But I'm going to have to say this, I have to keep it real. For the first time in my life, I found myself willing Spurs to score a goal. Yep, you heard it right. For the first time in my life, I actually wanted them to score. And I was shocked with myself. I thought to myself, maybe I must be ill or something. I took my temperature, I was fine, do you know what I mean? But I tell you what, 9 men, they just attacked Chelsea. And Chelsea, to be totally honest, really couldn't handle it. You had the Dyer goal, it was offside, okay, right. I don't think he's ever going to do a volley like he did there, back of the net. Then you've got Bentancur. He was right in front of the goal, the ball comes over, he's onside, he just goes with his head like that and he just couldn't get it on target. If that had gone in, it would have been 2-2. Then you had Son goes through, he just didn't get a tight enough angle, he didn't hit it into the corner enough, okay, the keeper got to it, and that was another chance gone begging. Now, the Spurs goalkeeper, Vicario, what a keeper. He did some outstanding saves, but there was not a lot that he could have done with the ones that, that went in. Nicholas Jackson scores a hat-trick. I don't think he'd scored a goal up until this game. But then again, scoring a hat-trick against 9 players, okay, it's the least you'd expect from him. It's like what I said about Eddie Nketiah when he scored a hat-trick for Arsenal against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the league. Anyway, I'm talking too much. You've all seen the game. Anyone that didn't see the game missed out. Big time. Big time, yeah? Now, I watched the post-match interview with Ange, yeah? And it made me laugh, to be totally honest, because, you know, you've got the interviewer, he's trying to bait him, he's trying to push him into making a negative comment on the referee and on VAR. Ange was having none of that. I mean, I think these interviewers, okay, still haven't understood who Ange is. He's his own man. He's not going to allow you to dictate the interview. Do you know what I'm saying? He could see what was happening, and you could see by Ange's face that he wasn't too happy about it, and he had to just, boom, just, you know, cut it. And he did, yeah. And then he gets asked the question, you know, okay, if you go down to 10, if you go down to 9, you know, you're attacking, you know, wouldn't it have been better if you'd done a low block like a lot of other teams would have done? Ange just turned around and said, we can go down to 5 men, we'll still give it a crack. What a legend. What a legend. I mean, you know, let's be honest. Every other team in the world, they go down to 9 men. They would have played with a low block, not Ange Postecoglou. Oh, no. Go for the juggler. And that's what he did. And I tell you what, if Spurs had 11 players on the pitch, they would have dusted Chelsea. Chelsea would not have stood a chance. And I think that's plain to see. Now, there's been a lot of comments I've seen on, you know, the comment section on Ange Postecoglou, like post-match interview, and it's just incredible to most people, not to me. It's exactly what I expected. The amount of respect that Ange Postecoglou has from supporters of all different clubs, not just Tottenham. You got Liverpool fans, Man United fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans. Everyone, okay, has just given the guy mad respect. And I'll tell you what, I saw something else, yeah, which, you know, I have never seen before. Not with Spurs, okay, and not with a lot of teams, to be totally honest. They're losing 4-1. I didn't see Spurs fans screaming out of the stadium like used to happen back in the day. The final whistle blows, they get a standing ovation. The fans are still singing. You know, it's party time. And you know why that is? Simple. Because the fans have got what any fan asked for. And I've said this a few occasions on some of my videos. All the fans expect of their teams is that if they do lose, because you're going to lose games, yeah? If they do lose, they lose with their head held up high. They go down fighting. And I tell you what, I have never seen a team that has gone down to 9 players playing the way Spurs did. Okay, or should I say playing the way Ange Postecoglou does. And another thing he said on the post-match interview, he turned around and I repeat, he said, even if we go down to 5 men, we'll still give it a crack. It's just who we are. Legend. But I will have to make one point, yeah? He did say, as long as I'm here, and that really saved it, because at the end of the day, that's not who Spurs are. That's not who Spurs has ever been. That's Spurs under Ange Postecoglou. Now, when people ask me, oh, you know, why are you doing videos on Ange? You know, what, are you a Spurs supporter? And I said it, I said, no, I'm not a Spurs supporter. I support Ange Postecoglou, who just happens to be the Spurs manager. He could have been a manager of any team. I still would have followed him. I still would have been supporting him because he's always been the underdog. And he has basically just proven so far so many people wrong, including some of my fellow Gooners, some of my friends who laughed at me at the beginning of the season when I said, watch out for that man. They just laughed at me, okay? You know, now they're finally coming round and accepting the fact that Ange is a good manager. Fuck it, he ain't a good manager. He's a brilliant manager. Now, you've got all the pundits, the experts, okay, giving their opinion on it. You've got the media asking the questions, you know, was it kamikaze or pure genius? Look, the bottom line is this. If you're going to lose 2-1 with 9 players behind the ball, where you're not attacking and just trying to keep the score down, you may as well go down fighting and lose 4-1. Because at the end of the day, 2-1, 4-1 is still 3 points. Yeah, you can turn around and say, oh, maybe you could have hit him on the break, you know, drawn and ended up with a draw. That's just not Ange's style. And if I have to be honest, I don't know if Ange would have done the same thing if they were playing Man City. Probably. Knowing Ange, probably, yeah. But he's in the Premier League. Would he have taken... You know, would he have done the low block and go out for the breakaway goal? I don't know. You'd only know that if the occasion occurred, because a lot of the pundits are saying, guys, that was Man City would have scored 10, 12 past them. I don't know. I've got to be honest with you. Yep, they got caught out on the offside trap where, you know, they didn't have their players, okay, following them. But let's not forget something. They also lost 2 influential players in James Maddison and Mickey Van der Ven, okay? And I hope they're not out too long for them, yeah? Because I'll be honest with you, and I said this in past videos, I don't believe, okay, that Spurs have enough depth. And I know that Ange is going to go out and get some players in the January transfer window. I don't know how long these boys are going to be out for, but James Maddison is going to be a mega loss. Mickey Van der Ven, who's been playing out of his skin, is going to be a major loss. You know, red card, they're going to lose Romero. And he is another one that has been playing out of his skin, probably one of the best defenders in the league. So that's going to be a loss for him, yeah? And it's going to be interesting to see how Ange reacts with the team, okay, with the squad that he has at the moment. Look, we all know how the Premier League goes. During the season, there's a lot of twists and turns, but as long as Ange has that character, he's basically embedded that character, that personality, that hunger, that resilience in the team. They are going to trouble everybody. And I think it doesn't matter about the fact they lack squad depth at the moment. I still think whoever they play, if they play with the same style, same hunger, same attacking prowess, call it prowess, okay, attacking style, whatever you want to call it, I think that the Spurs fan can feel safe. Now, Ange did say something else, you know, it's a young team, he's still going through a process, he's still rebuilding, so, you know, no one is expecting him to win the league this season. Knowing Ange, I said this, he's going to want to at least try and bring a trophy, so it's going to be the FA Cup, and he'll put the strongest team he has on, yeah? To be totally honest, okay, I won't put anything past Ange. A lot, I've said this before, is going to depend on what the situation is, where they are in the league after the Christmas period, and what they do in the transfer market. And I have a feeling that Daniel Levy, and I've said this, Daniel Levy is going to back Ange. I know that guy has already, identified the players that he wants early. If he hasn't done yet, he will do by December. Come January, boom, he'll get them in. If he can, obviously, like I've said before. The January transfer window is a strange one. But all I've got to say is what a game that was. Me, I echo what a lot of the fans of all different clubs have said. Enough respect to Big Ange, okay? What a manager. What a legend. That's it from me. I really, I could talk about Ange all day. I could sit here, one day if I meet someone in a pub, okay, who's an Aussie, who knows Ange and follows him, maybe we'll have a drink and just sit down and talk about Ange Postecoglou all day. That's all I got to say. Me, Shah, I'm out.